Okay, so this is the crush delay. What's cool about the crush delay is all of the VCAs, all of the inputs that you have to modulate things. So you can modulate the feedback amount, you can modulate the delay time. There's a VCA from the input, the audio input, into the delay section, and that's independent from the dry wet. It's more like a send, which means you would have a tail, right, if you bring that down, but keep the wet up. So that's interesting. There is voltage control over the dry wet as well. So it's a crossfader between the dry sound and the wet sound. And there's also an external send and return. You can send the delayed sound out somewhere to process it and then return it to here, and it gets mixed in to the output section, and there's a CV control over that amount too. So how much of that processed feedback you're gonna get back into the mix here. And that's just half of the fun stuff that you can do with this module as a delay module, right? Now, once you cross over the middle position of the time knob here, you start going way beyond the recommended delay time for the chip. This is a PT2399 chip in there. It's not meant to do extremely long delay. So what happens is it goes into complete glitch noise territory, which is just wonderful. I don't have another module in my system that's so noisy in such a cool way as the crush delay can be. And as a noise machine, it has three little switches here that tap into some circuit bending sort of ideas in the circuit in there. And you have external inputs for these 3 points too. So there's just so much you can do. This is not the kind of delay that's like a nice pristine stereo lush digital delay. Rather, this is a module to patch with and make cool sounds with. So just to test it, we're gonna send it a beat. Okay, I made a beat with the Sweet 16 controlling the Nutella here. So trigger sequencer, sampler. And let's hear what that sounds like. Just dry. Right, so let's bring in some wetness. There you go. And now, right now, I have LFOs controlling pretty much every parameter. So just listen to all the variation you can get with these sort of random speed LFOs affecting all of these VCAs and stuff. And right now I'm affecting everything but the time, so that it stays in that groovy tempo, and we're just affecting the send into the delay, the dry wet, and the return of the external feedback loop. Yeah, and one of the crush parameters here is getting modulated too. I don't know exactly what it does. Now let's play around with the time a little bit. So that's pretty cool, because I'm going back and forth between dry and wet. You still get a sense of where the beat is, and then when it goes wet, you get this crazy ratcheting kind of thing. You can even go into sort of almost an oscillation, like Carpus Strong kind of a thing. So now if we start modulating the time too, I think I have another unused LFO here somewhere. Hold on. So let's modulate that time. Right now it's a little crazy because it's already past the middle. There you go. That matches the tempo pretty good. So you get nice long musical delays that you can use for dub type music too. Now, here I'm sending an LFO to the time. It's too fast. Let's go a little slower. put an attenuator in there. It's one of my little patch pals. These are super useful. If you haven't seen my video about how to make them, go check it out. So now I can control the amount of LFO. Oh, that's awesome. It's pretty much just a beat in the delay, and everything you're hearing effects-wise is coming out of this delay. Alright, now let's pull out all of the voltage controls. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Now that return, this is a return from my phaser. So check it out. That's super cool because it's getting, phaser's getting an LFO too. The in volume, this in volume, it only affects the input into the wet portion, into the delay. So what's nice about it is that you keep this balance centered, and you will get, if I bring this down, you just get the dry, and you can sort of send portions of your input sound to delay, and you get the delayed tail, which is different than just bringing the wet down. All right, now let's get into glitch craziness. Okay, I'm gonna bring this time down to when it starts getting noisy, and we can bring this to 100% wet now. Now listen to that. That's pretty gnarly. Now let's turn up some of these buttons. Yeah, so you get like silence. So now they're all on. Alright, so that's that crazy noise right there. It's even like too loud. I'm gonna bring it down a little bit on my headphones. So that's some serious noise. Jesus. Alright, let's throw some LFOs into these patch points here. They do affect. Check that out. Yep, they're definitely. Oh, that's so random. Now let's bring the beat back in and see how they sort of interact. Feedback all the way. So cool. Here's a phaser again. Let's take out the input. Just use it as a noise machine. Different combinations of the buttons. Feedback a little down, different times. Why don't we send another LFO to the time parameter? And there you go. Complete and total chaos and utter madness. Nice. So yeah, this is the Crush Delay. As the name says, it's good for crushing. you liked this video. If you did, please hit like, subscribe, ring the bell, join my Patreon, stay noisy, and I'll see you soon. Alright, bye.